is happening? Are we on? Can everybody see us? Are we here?
I
Hello?
think so.
So, did it work, guys? Did it work, Croak? It's everybody's favorite day of the week, Thursday, 8:30 Central. What's up? Yo, you guys are live with TLD. How's your mom and them?
How's your mom then? Yeah, and everybody's stuck with just the two of us. I don't really
Yeah,
know how this
just
is going to
the
go
two
tonight.
of us. Hey, it'll
I,
go just like the last time. We'll let you guys drive. You guys will
right?
drive the
You ever
bus,
seen you ever
and
seen rails cross? Like
yeah,
you ever seen the rail perfectly parallel and then they do this?
yeah.
That's what's going to happen tonight.
So in order for us to not have to worry about our rails crossing, there will be no rails. So
Yeah, true.
you guys will steer the conversation. I think that
Yeah.
works best. And then you guys can't get mad at me when I'm like 90 minutes behind on the comments.
Yeah, I don't even know. Are they even coming in? Yeah.
They're coming in.
Okay.
Yeah. Croak
You
threw out
rock,
some
Joe. Heck
wizards
yeah, dude. I got a Joe Rocks already.
right out the
Thanks,
gate.
buddy. Yeah, right.
Right out the
Thanks,
gate.
thanks, Barlow. You
Zach,
rock,
Fed,
bud.
Croak, they all threw out some wizards.
Dude,
So I'll
I'm
explain
trying to
that game
cut
real quick.
back.
If anybody's new here, when someone says wizard or anything to do with wizards, you take a drink of or a sip of your drink of choice, whether that is adult beverages, water, or whatever. That's a little game we play. So I like that
Dude,
Josh said #1 cooking channel on YouTube.
I don't even know how you do that, but let me scroll. Ironside Army gifted membership.
Oh
Did,
boy.
yeah, go over
Is
that
this
one. That one's important. Do you see it?
who'd you yeah, who'd he gift it to?
The
Who'd you
very
gift it?
next one.
Oh, Mr. Lauderdale? How
Yeah.
about that? Well, thanks to Ironsight, he gifted Mr. Lauderdale a membership to you. So now, Mr. Lauderdale, if you look, our other members here on our channel, they'll have special little badges next to their name, depending on how long they've been here. Like Ironsight, for instance, he's been here. He's been a member for 32 months. So
Dang, dude. You guys,
appreciate
you
that.
guys are
That's
awesome.
awesome.
Yeah, you guys are awesome. And now you have access to the little sticker thing that make everybody drink.
Yeah, the emojis. So you'll
Yeah,
have
emojis.
Bravo's saying Thursday is the best day because I get to see Cody's beard. Man, I appreciate that. He
Ironsight
did get it.
said it's random. We don't actually know what we're doing here, Ironsight. So thank you for
Yeah.
informing us. 'Cause honestly, I have no idea how any of that works. So
Oh,
it's
okay.
random who gets the gift. That's awesome. Well, thanks for doing
Yeah.
that, man. We appreciate it, and I'm sure whoever gets it definitely appreciates it too.
Yeah.
So
But
thank you.
we appreciate you guys investing more people in our family. So
Yeah.
John Miller
Uh,
says ahoy. I'm not
what are we
familiar.
supposed
I
to
don't know.
talk about? Oh, go ahead, sir.
Oh, sorry. I was going to say, John Miller, if you're new, welcome. I appreciate you coming. I haven't seen you before. Go ahead,
Oh,
John.
Mike. So we're supposed to talk about video, right? What
Yep.
video for this week? I know, dude. I'm
So
terrible. I'm terrible, but
So on the thing, it had we were going to talk about the dagger, the compensated dagger, and the uh, canted magazines
oh,
for
that's
Walsh.
right. That's right.
Yep.
Um,
But
so right,
neither one of us
the,
have those products. But
right. I watched the video just like everybody else, so I can't really answer anybody's questions. But I don't know, dude. The comp dagger. I know that Jason had a hard time getting it, so that's a ding in it. But it's a dagger, so it's well priced. And then the canted mag pouches. I mean, I think that's really good if you're that person that wants to adjust your gear to that caliber. I'm still the person that can't figure out where I want everything, and then I'll put something somewhere, and I don't really like it there, but I'm too lazy to redo everything.
Mm-hmm.
So like canting it just adds an entirely different level of I'm not gonna do that. But I can see why people would want that, if that makes
Yeah,
sense.
like like Walsh's example where he had that M4 magazine canted towards his support hand. I like that idea.
Yeah.
But if I were to put a whole plate carrier with like 3 or 6 mags across or something crazy like that, I don't think the cant would work out too well. But
No, or even like on a battle belt. I don't know. I'm old, right? So and I have that old school mentality. Like this is what we had. This is what I trained on. This is what I know. So I don't want to go to anything else because I don't want to take the time to take it off of my belt
yeah, well, that's
or
the
to
key to
relearn
any
it.
that's the key to any piece of gear, right? You need to practice with it. So if you can't or you don't can't practice with it, especially if you change something on your gear, you move something, you gotta work it right back into your uh, those large muscle groups, right? You gotta
Yeah.
gotta remember when you're stressed, your big old human brain is gonna go down to like a little dinosaur brain, and you have to make sure that that little brain can run all of those same functions.
Yep. 100%. Talking about little brain out reading while you were talking. So I definitely
Oh,
heard you, but Danny said that his mini Scorpion came in 10 out of 10. Yeah,
what?
dude. He was like,
I
Walsh
know
went
it.
wrong again. Get used to
I
it,
know.
bro. Get used to
I
it.
know it. And that's what I was gonna do because we gave Dan a hard time with that gun. It does look weird, but I support anything that somebody likes. If you like it and I don't, hey, all the more power to you. I don't know that thing probably shoots beautifully, but
Yeah. Tech driver.
that's like we make fun of his Strybog or whatever. That's the ugliest gun I've ever seen, but it shoots. It works.
Hmm. Yeah.
So
One of
Croak is
my
saying,
prettiest gun and a gun that I like shooting it, but I, I think the Ranger Point, all the Ranger Point stuff that I put on that, I don't think I would do that again.
yeah,
I might one day make a video about that, but it's heavy and bulky and cumbersome, and I try to take extra special care of it because I'm all painted and nice.
yep.
That's like the prettiest gun that I have, and it's my least favorite hanging up there.
So Croak summed up the videos beautifully here, and I think now we can get off the rails. So he's
Okay.
saying small dagger with holes inside, pews good, pouches angled for maximum trend, and IG drip. There, that covers last week's videos.
Yeah,
That's
good job.
beautifully
Thanks,
said.
Croak.
I couldn't have said
Yeah.
it any better, even though I messed it
And
up
now
reading it.
and now we can tell them both that we did cover both videos.
Yep, covered, and it
Suckers.
was verified by Croak. So
Yep. Yep.
tactical jaw was in the house. What's up?
What's up, buddy?
So I think
Um,
Maurice has.
hey, so check
So
that out. We're kind
go
of
ahead.
patriotic channel too, right? So I was listening to the radio this morning. I got to go in later to work. I had to go get my eyes checked. So I actually got to listen to some of the Bobby Bones show. Do you have that where you're at? It's normally on country channels.
Probably, but I know who Bobby Bones is.
Okay, so I actually like their show or whatever, but he was doing the trivia thing, and he was asking like, "What are the Bill of Rights?" And they were answering like, "Hey, it's the rights granted to us as U.S. citizens," and they were answering. But then he went like, "Name one right in the First Amendment," and two of them got it, one did not. But it was just astounding to me because I take it for granted, right? I watch all them
Hmm.
video. I I won't say that I can recite the Constitution, but I know quite a bit about the Bill of Rights and stuff like that. And when he was like, name one of the rights afforded to you in the First Amendment, I just named off all five.
Hmm.
But then they struggled, dude. They like struggled. And then it's the talk and the dialogue afterwards that I'm like, wait, what? like Amy on there. I think she was like, I thought freedom of religion was your Fifth Amendment. It's like, what? That's
So that's the thing is
that's the
like I
right to
like,
not self-incriminate. Like, what are you talking about?
but
Yeah,
you'll see things like that all the time where they'll go talk to like a kid on the campus and they'll ask them like questions that you should know from like elementary school and they don't know it. And
yeah.
and the funny part is when people take like the nationalization exam or whatever, like
They have to know
majority
more
of
than I
Americans,
know.
yeah, are more we probably couldn't pass it,
No, dude. They
which is
like I
sad.
had a buddy that Danny. If you're out there, Danny, what's up, bud? Um, I had a buddy Danny that had to take it, and he was studying, and he was trying to like get
Yeah,
me to help him study. And I'm like, you have to know who the 17th president is. Like, insert any random number, and you have to
yeah,
know that.
yeah.
I was like, dude, I mean, I know if you said a president's name, like I know quite a few of them, but I couldn't tell you when they were. So I get it. I'm not dogging on anybody. It's just I had an epiphany this morning that it's not common knowledge. I don't think it is
It's not.
common knowledge. Like, do you know?
Yeah,
I don't want to put you on the spot, Cody, but do you know the five freedom awarded to you in the First Amendment
yeah, but I probably
off
couldn't
the top
spout
of your
them
head?
off. Like
Yeah,
freedom of speech, freedom of press, all that stuff.
yeah,
I
yep.
don't
Freedom of
know.
religion,
Yeah,
freedom of assembly, and then
yeah,
freedom to air your grievances to your government. Like
yeah,
those are the five. Yeah, it's just
yeah.
crazy. So,
If somebody made me spout them off for $1 million, I'd work on it.
yep, I like Croak. Croak said, big and flaw. The Bill of Rights don't grant rights; they prohibit the government from infringing.
Infringing.
That,
Yep.
yep, that, and people don't understand that.
So
They
not to
really
go
don't.
back, Dan saying canted pistol mags at 11:30 replicates the movement pattern of appendix reload. It works. I agree. Uh,
Hmm.
I now have an appendix carry with one of the side cars or whatever. So I have been working on that draw. It is actually more comfortable than where I would have a standard magazine carrier. So it's
Like
more
more
comfortable to
comfortable when
draw.
you're sitting, or
Well, not more comfortable when I'm sitting, but I'm saying to draw it out and change my mag, having it in my workspace. So,
gotcha. Feel more natural.
yep,
Okay. Yep.
yeah. So they're talking about,
Zach said assembly. Yep.
yep. Sturgis is in the house. What's up, fellas? So Danny's saying his what was it again? His Scorpion sounds like a Nerf blaster, but the neighbor's poodle needs to pipe down or find it. It ain't no Nerf.
Poor poodle. Uh,
So Bravo, I'll go check that video out once we get out of here. I'm pretty scared to open up anything other than this right now because it'll probably take down the whole
crash.
operation. So
Yeah, it'll crash it.
so Caleb was asking Bravo. He's like, "Hey, have you ever get your podcast radio show going? At least that's what I remember you working on." Yeah, here's that comment that Joe was reading from Croak. Biggest flaw of the Bill of Rights: don't grant rights, they prohibit the government from infringing. Big difference, huge.
Yep.
I agree. And that's what
Inalienable from your
and that's what
creator.
makes us different than other countries.
Right. But you'll even hear some bigwigs on TV talk about it. Like when they were saying negative stuff about, I don't know what group that they were talking about. I think Christians. Yeah, it was about like they didn't call them radical Christian. It was something in front of the word Christian, and they were
Evangelical.
on no,
Evangelical.
no,
Yeah.
uh, um, but they were on the news network, and they're like these people pretty much are so radical. That's what I remember from it. So
Mhm.
radical that they believe that it was God that granted them rights and not the government. It's like, well, I mean, from your creator, it's yeah, they're your because you're a human being. They're your rights. So I fit the
Yeah.
mold of whatever they were talking about. I mean, I believe in God, and I believe in that the government didn't give me the rights. That's my right because
Yeah.
I
I'm
live and breathe.
I mean, if it makes you feel any better or makes you feel worse, and in my case, it made me feel worse. But it's one thing to have those college aged kids or maybe high school aged kids that don't know that information. But I've seen where a congressman is questioning a judge, like a candidate to become a Supreme Court judge or whatever. That they're doing their thing on the House floor, and they ask them a question about the Bill of Rights or the Constitution, and they don't know it. They don't know the answer. Whoever that person is that's
Yeah.
trying to become a federal judge, and they don't know the answer to like most basic, part of our government.
Yeah.
So
Well, I mean, look at all the people that don't know that what in common use is when it comes to
yeah.
assault rifles. You know what I mean? Like, we all take all the assault rifles. Yeah.
So,
It's weird
so
times, man. Weird times.
Bravo's saying he's got too much tactical girth for appendix carry. I do too, but I've gotten used to it, and I prefer it over any other carry. I,
Bravo,
I do.
I'll be honest, that's who I see that go to appendix carry the most, kind of.
Yeah,
Either
I love it.
yeah, either heavier set people or tactical girth people, or
Yeah,
I don't know, like super fast, high speed people.
which I am not either one of those two things. So Danny's saying he uses an Enigma with the spare mag, sort of like a sidecar, but since it's on its own belt, you can go to the bathroom without losing your carry. That's helpful.
Hmm.
Oh, so Bravo's saying he put in Discord a video of a suppressed 4570 lever action. I will definitely want that.
Dude, I want mine to be suppressed so bad.
Yeah.
I'm just waiting, dude. I'm just waiting. I'm waiting for the House of Cards to finally fall on the NFA. Like, either
Yeah.
that, okay. Either that, or here's my idea. You got to tell me in the comments if you think it would work or not. I don't know. But my other idea is because I don't want to grant three-letter agency the right to come into my house and inspect anything. Right, wrong, or indifferent. We'll agree to disagree that you give up some of your Fourth Amendment when you get an NFA item. So it's either wait for the NFA to be dismantled, which I'm still hopeful for, or hopefully I'll buy a different house one day. And I want to register like my shop, my outbuilding as a different address. So I have to buy, I understand the property has to be able to have more than one resident or
You have
whatever
to
on it.
subdivide.
Yeah. I understand that. Hopefully it's kind of already in place, but with the property I buy, but I want to make my NFA item or an FFL or whatever I do like my shop. So then when the three-letter agency comes a knocking and says, "Hey, we reserve the right to inspect this," I'll be like, "Okay, wait right here. Let me grab my other set of keys, and we will go and get that done." And just go into the outbuilding where I have one safe with all the items in it and inspect away. So I don't know. I don't know if that will work or how you all get around it, or you guys don't care and never had a problem. I don't know. But I still don't. I don't want to give up my fourth.
So Sturgis
Speaking of
saying
Bill
the
of
government
Rights,
believes they afforded you those rights. Yeah, that's a big problem.
yeah,
So
that's my
croak at it.
definition of tyrannical.
Yeah. Croak at it. Fun fact, they made Jefferson add that endowed by creator line.
Oh, really? What did it say before? Nothing or by God?
So that
Because
was I heard somebody said that the other day. They were arguing about it and basically said it was that by God was added in the 50s, which I'm like, I don't know about that.
I thought that would hang God we trust on the currency.
Right. I think that was what they're confusing because I think it's been on the Declaration of Independence the whole time, but
Yeah,
I
it
could be
does.
wrong.
I think it does say by your creator, but I could be wrong about that too. They change stuff all the time. It makes sense that it's sent by your creator because the very first amendment right, freedom of religion, right? So
Yeah.
some people believe in God, some people don't. So by your creator, whatever you believe in, if you believe that you're reincarnated or you come from dust, I mean, dust gave you the right to own a gun.
So Croak's saying he runs an Enigma
Enigma.
2, but I use the sports belt and one on the weak side pouches for reload.
Hey, do you know what I saw the other day? And I love it. It was actually like a month or two ago. My wife and I were in Walmart out in Falcon, Cody, that Walmart.
Mm-hmm.
And there's kind of this, I would say, old timer. You know, he was a generation ahead of me. He had two guns, open carrying two handguns, and I was just curious, right? And I was trying to think of a way to ask him, and I was like, I just asked him. I said,
Yeah.
just out of curiosity, sir, do you carry two firearms as one a backup? And he pretty much, in a weird way, uh, told me that it's faster to draw another gun than to reload. And
True.
I just kind of shrugged my shoulder. I'm like, yeah, I can't argue with that. Number one,
I
and
mean,
number
we
two,
learned that.
it's your right to carry two.
Yeah.
And I'm super stoked that you are carrying two firearms on you openly. Like, good for you. Good for you.
Yeah. I mean, we learned that in the service, right? The transition from your primary to your secondary and all that other stuff. So
Yeah,
it is
faster. So,
faster. You
hmm
can't deny that.
yeah,
Joe,
so
you
I
got a
like it.
second you rock from Mr. Barlow.
That's because we're buddies, dude. He's
I
my
know you got
friend.
all kinds of fans. So
I'm a
Dan,
likable guy, dude.
I that's probably why I like you.
Yeah, probably.
So Dan is saying he uses a sports belt. I use the Enigma Opti- optional magazine. Man, I can't read right now. Mag carrier for the reload. You unscrew the mount for the clip, then you weave it on like a sidecar. Okay, I obviously can't show what I'm carrying right now, but I'm sure everyone's familiar with Blade Tech. And being that I'm a lefty, they now make a holster that you can move the clips on either side. It's completely ambidextrous. And so it has a sidecar, same thing. You can move it to the other side if you want. Everything's reversible or whatever. You can make it a right-handed, and I love it to death. I'm very happy with it. It may not I won't say it's the most comfortable holster. I only wear it on certain occasions. I don't carry it every day, but with a sidecar, which I was interested in, right now it's my favorite option. And you can move it all over the place. So say you want to move it to like a uh your 3 o'clock or 5 o'clock, or wear it in the small of your back. You can move it all over because you can move the clips and put them on the other side. So you can wear it
Hmm.
outside the waistband, inside the waistband. Real nice. So Dan's saying that the sports belt can handle an additional mag, a snake staff, tourniquet wrapped in a hanky for a low abrasion, and combat gauze in the center pocket. Not that I would know. So you carry all that stuff on there. I like it. So Croak is saying he's got the snakeskin tourniquet as well. So is that what they call it? So Croak's saying that the two gun reload is called the New York reload.
Hmm.
Makes sense to me. Mafia
Yeah.
style.
Right. Well, that's only if they don't have serial numbers.
Yeah. Big Shug, what's up? So he helped clean out our old gun shop. At the ATF has to pick up every regulated item by the book, normally one at a time at random times with no warning. It's all oppression.
That
Yeah.
sound that sound like a 3 letter. What a 3 letter agency would do. And then if you don't abide by it, you'll go to jail.
Yeah, straight to jail.
Like, I'm sorry, I'm at the ER right now. Well, you're not here. Like
Yeah,
you're gonna have to either be there, like you're gonna have to move into that place.
yeah. You're
You
supposed
know
to
what I
be
mean?
here when we randomly show up.
Right. I mean that sounds about like what they would do. So like you would have to move into that building. Hopefully you're not condemned in that way you're closing it down or it has asbestos.
Well, he's saying they were cleaning it out. So Zach's saying he thought the New York reload was a drop gun, like a throwdown.
Yeah, I told you. If it don't got a serial number on it, you good.
So Suge is saying not shop manufacturing. They had to pay to have a lawyer in the building at all times until the last two NFAs got picked up. Wow, that's
Told you.
ridiculous.
Yeah, dude, you gotta move in. That's why. I don't know. That's why I'm weird about the NFA items, and I don't know enough about it. I need to pay a lawyer, but I think I want to do a trust, like, and then get people on the trust. So then when they pass the laws about, oh, we can't take it. We understand that, but you can never sell it, and you can never give it to anybody, and you can never do whatever. Then it's in a trust. You know what I mean?
Mm-hmm.
So it's already in place. Like the trusts are already in place, and then they'd have to write all new laws about who can and can't be added to a trust. And the people that fund their pockets, I don't think would allow that. I think that's the best workaround is a trust.
So Dan's saying he's now removing the canted mag on his belt and replacing it with a scorpion and a cross draw type setup. I maintain the option to be sneaky.
Are
Like
you
it.
going
Anytime you can
the
John Wick
Scorpion, the
something,
22
just do it.
Scorpion? The
I
22
thought that was a
Scorpion?
single shot.
That's brave, dude. Good for you. I thought it
Dude,
was
how mad
too.
would you be if you got domed with a one shot 22? You know what I mean?
Did they say? I mean, I think it's all urban legend and all repeated false facts, but they say the 22 is the most used gun in assassinations.
Oh, I'm sure it is. Okay. Oh, now he's going to have me reading some. Okay. We hold these truths to be self evident that God elevates no man above another, but bestows equally upon each certain unalienable rights, and that
Mm-hmm.
among these are life, liberty, and the pursuit of happiness. I
All right,
like
that the
Croak.
preamble, right? Yeah.
Yeah.
Thanks, Croak. Thanks for taking the time to type that. Jeez,
Yeah.
I would have had to, dude. That would have taken me all night. I would have had to spell check like every
I would
word.
imagine he copied and pasted, but we'll give him credit for typing it.
Yeah, I'm gonna give
We'll
him
give him
credit.
credit.
Yeah.
Bravo's saying he personally likes 4 to 5 and small of the back carry. Oh, okay. 4 or 5 o'clock and small of the back carry. So
Yeah.
Bravo, you can ask Joe. I small of the back carried for a long time until
Galco,
one
right?
day. Yep. One day, because that was the most comfortable uh, holster, especially when I was like flying armed.
Mm-hmm.
And one day we went to the range and they're like, okay, now you got to draw it with your weak hand.
Right.
And the way I had it positioned, it was on the small of my back. I'm left-handed, and it was pistol grip up, so like pointing up.
Yeah. Upside down.
Yeah.
Dude,
So
I personally think I have the singly the best way of carrying, but it's so against everything that everybody taught that nobody will do it or try it. I
what's that?
have the best way. It's 6 o'clock, small of the back, with an opposite side holster than you normally carry.
Yeah.
I like using alien gear because you can change the feet and you can
Mm-hmm.
cant it, right? So I have a left-handed holster, even though I'm right-handed, and I wear small of the back. So
Mm-hmm.
my magazine faces towards the right. So I actually do a palm out draw and
Yeah.
I slide my hand in between my back and the gun, which is you're not supposed to carry 6 o'clock. You're not supposed to do a palm out draw. You're not.
Yeah.
It okay, so it took me half a second longer to draw. I'll never draw at a disadvantage. Well, I'll never choose to. I should say that. It's not ideal to draw at a disadvantage anyway, right? When there's a gun on you and the eyes are on you. So I'll never try to do that. So if it takes me half a second more to draw, I'm okay with that because it's so comfortable that I carry everywhere I go. Like it's comfortable in the car. I just did a 3.5 hour drive out it down to another state and a 3.5 hour drive back, and I was carrying like that the entire time.
Can you draw it with your weak hand?
Yes, absolutely you can. You have
That's
to
the
reach
most
a little
important
bit
part to me.
further.
Yeah.
Yeah, but if you reach behind you right now, you can grab your opposite love handle. And your mag is before that. Like you're gripping
You
before
may
that.
be more flexible than me.
It it
And
it takes some effort. Yes, it takes some effort. But yeah, and then like, oh well, if you get pushed on your back, it can break your spine. Yeah, well, if I get pushed onto my back, I can hit my head too. Like
yeah,
that's gonna hurt more than anything that's in the small of my back. I'll be honest.
yeah.
And then I got told by that one FUD, like, well, if you get pushed onto your back onto a curb, it's like that's gonna jack me up. Okay, dude, never mind. I
So,
gave up trying
Mr.
with them. So it's like $70 to try it if you want an alien gear one.
Mr. Barlow has a question for us both. He
Oh,
said,
perfect.
"Hello, I'd like to ask you both a question. In a 13-hour situation, how many mags would you have on your plate carrier? Thank you. You guys rock. Wizard, also Joe, you rock. You got
Thanks, buddy.
3, is this 3, 4 rocks?
Dude, that's because how awesome our viewers are. I'm telling
I'm
you,
starting to lose count.
we have the
Okay,
best
so he's
viewers
asking how
on
many,
YouTube.
if you were in a 13-hour
Hmm.
mission, how
Yeah.
many mags would you carry?
Do you want me to go first? 'Cause I think I can cover both of our answer all in one
Go first because I'm going to agree
fail
with you.
swoop. Okay, we're both military, so we both do combat loads at 7 mags.
Yeah.
We're gonna have 1 in our gun, 6 in our person. Now, 13 hours is a long time. Hopefully, we have a vehicle with backup ammo, or we have somewhere where we can go for backup ammo. Because especially if only the two of us, or God forbid, we're on our own, 7 mag does not last long in a gunfight. But that's my answer. 7 mags for my AR, 3 for my pistol. I'll have a pistol on me, and that's your standard combat load.
Yeah. And it's only because that's what we were trained to do and that's what we were comfortable with. Is it the most practical answer? Maybe not. But
Mhm.
I think we always say mission dictates gear. So
Mhm.
if your mission is hey go get in a 13-hour firefight with somebody, I'm not bringing the 7 mags. It's going to be more than
No,
that.
you have to send a
Uh,
runner. Like you have look at any battle of World War II. You know they had
yeah,
that one crazy horse dude that kept running up the side of the mountain.
yeah. But I mean, if going somewhere that, as far as you understand, as far as the intel you have is safe, and you just going on patrol or whatever, then your combat load will be safe enough. But
Yeah.
yeah, if
Now
I'm
you
going
ask
getting
anybody, and they probably have a different answer. We're not saying we're our answer right, and we're not saying anybody else answer wrong. It's whatever you all want to do, whatever you feel comfortable with. If you're that tank that can carry 100-pound ruck, and you're like, I'm gonna have 10 mags on me, and I'm gonna have 30 mags all loaded up on my backpack. Like, yes, please, can you join our fire team? I will protect you even if you're moving slower in order to have that extra ammo in the fight. Or if you're like, hey, two, then that answer right for you. We're not saying that it's wrong. We're just saying that's what we were trained to do.
yeah. Oh, I've been on missions where I only had a secondary and 3 pistol mags. So I mean, depends
Mm,
on what you're doing. If you're trying to conceal or whatever. So
yep.
okay, so Croak is confessing that he copy and pasted the preamble. So
You should have ran with
Big Shug is recommending Prison Pocket for his 22 LR.
it.
Yeah,
Where did you get
that's
that from? I keistered it. Have you seen that movie, Get Hard?
oh yeah, that's exactly why I was laughing at that.
Yeah, I keistered it. Gross.
He He had the electric toothbrush with the razor on the end.
I need to rewatch that movie.
It's
I
hilarious.
kept quoting from this channel. I talk about that channel at work. People are probably tired of listening to me, but somebody came up. Somebody wanted a wire brush for the grill, right?
Hmm.
A welding wire brush, right?
Hmm.
And then somebody came up with like a grinder with a wire wheel attachment on it. And instantly I'm like, bring out the Fugenhagen. And that guy is super cool. He's my generation. He's super cool. And he knew exactly what I was saying. So he started quoting stuff and we were going back and forth. And the 22-year-old was just like looking at me, or
Yeah.
24-year-old was
What are you
looking at me
talking
like
about?
I'm dumb. So they
Yeah.
started talking about that movie. I'm like, man, I got to rewatch that one too.
So Dan's
Yeah.
saying the Scorpion is basically a clone of the Ruger MK3 full semi-auto 22, but with every precision upgrade. The mini version has a 3-inch barrel, so all ammo is subsonic and threaded for the hush pickle.
Oh, nice.
Okay.
Rock that then,
So
dude.
okay. I thought
I will say,
hmm,
I've heard a lot of stories. People get shot in the head with a 22, and it like goes in, following the scalp around, and then goes out.
yeah. I mean
But
that Ruger MK3, the 3 and the 4, those things are awesome. They sell hundreds of thousands of them, so
dude,
yeah. Yeah.
it's
So
just not
Danny's
my
saying,
niche. My niche is 2011s, I guess.
yeah. So he's saying you need 5 mags on the kit, 1 in the pew, another 6 in a bandolier in the pack. Yeah. But like we always say, like each of those bullets is an extra weight that you gotta carry, and you'll quickly find the hot spots that your backpack and your bandolier and your kit and all that when it starts rubbing on you wrong, you'll find out real quick.
Hey, I gotta give a shout out to a comment real quick.
Go
Oh,
ahead.
you're a couple away from it. Robert was like reckless. That was the horse, and that was in Korea. That's what you're talking about. Absolutely, that's what I'm talking about,
Yeah.
dude. If you don't watch the Fatty Electrician, like
Oh
you're
yeah.
losing at
Yeah.
life. And
That dude's
yeah, so
hilarious.
I've been trying a new workout thing, completely off the rails. Trying to keep my heart rate at 130 for 30 minutes first thing in the morning. Harder to do than you'd think because the jog puts me at like 150 to 170, depending on how hard I'm running. So instead of listening to music and going hardcore, I've been trying to listen to video and stuff, and he's always my favorite to put on.
Yeah.
He's such a good storyteller, and his sense of humor is right up my alley.
Him him and I can't remember the other 2 guys. They have a podcast.
Yeah, they do the podcast. I haven't watched any of it. I've seen like
It's good.
short clips. Is it?
It's good because all 3 of those dudes are funny on their own, and all with them together, it's hilarious.
Yeah, I think I saw the clip of them talking about that missile that just like sends down samurai swords, pretty much.
Okay, so Croak is saying that he was talking about the Benghazi defense when they were up on the rooftop, not 13-hour time. In that case, all the mags you can carry and many
Yeah,
more stacked at your assigned spot. Exactly. Yeah.
yeah,
Like countless. They didn't
yeah.
obviously have enough, so yeah.
Or reckless, because reckless was the saving grace. Like if you had reckless, you probably would have won the gunfight.
Yeah. There you go, Joe. You guys rock.
Yeah. Heck yeah.
So Maurice is saying he runs 15 mags on the plate carrier in a 3-hour situation. Wizards, you guys rock. Wizard Joe Wizard, thank you all. Man,
No way, dude.
If Joe
You
was
better
playing the
send a
game tonight,
picture. I'd be drunk. I'd be drunk. You got to send a picture of that. 15 mags on the plate carrier.
yeah.
You got to send. They have to be all stacked like this, but
So
I had a hard time finding places for 6.
Suge is saying you can prison pocket anything if you're brave enough or if you practice enough.
True.
He suggests 22 for practicality. I agree with that.
That's true. I try to be serious during that. I
Oh, there
can't
you go.
though.
I knew somebody would answer it. So Robert's saying the unsubscribe podcast. That's
That's
those
what.
3. And
It's the
sometimes they
same.
have,
It's Robert, the same guy that knew about Reckless, so that makes sense.
yeah, he's on it today. He might be the new
Yeah.
Croak. Croak's over here sleeping.
He's too busy typing and then saying that you
Look,
copied and pasted it.
yeah, he just got his X comment out. I think we put Croak to sleep.
Yeah.
And do you have when did you add Van to your name, Croak? Or am I just missing that? Croak Van. Or is that no, that might be his Twitter handle. Okay. I'm
Yeah.
I'm there.
Yeah.
Okay.
Yeah. Reckless did have a full rank.
Marine
And
Corps Sergeant too. Look at that.
yeah. And they took
Was
him
that
to
a
the
movie?
ball.
Is that Warhorse?
I don't think so. It might
They
be
have a
though.
movie called Warhorse.
Yeah, I remember that one, but no, I think what Warhorse World War One or World War Two?
Probably. Probably.
Reckless was Korean War. Um, but yeah, they took him to the Marine Ball. Like it was a cool story. If you guys,
Really?
I know that we always throw out other people's name, but he uh his sense of humor in almost perfectly in line with mine. So I think I'm biased, but if you haven't seen the Fat Electrician, just go watch his stuff. Just find a topic that you like. Like go watch a video on A10s, and it's hilarious. It's hilarious. But not until we're done here. Like don't let me throw you off of the
Zach is
track
saying
for.
all of Croak's messages are held for review. Uh-huh.
I mean that
Yeah, so
tracks.
he's saying that's his Twitter handle. He was living in Vancouver when he signed up, and just plain Croak was already taken. Who the heck did? Who took that? They can't. That's like taking
Yeah,
Google. That's already
right?
can't do that.
Did you speaking of which, did you hear or did I already talk about on this show the whole Sierra Mist thing? Have you heard about that, Cody?
No, unless
Have you
no.
noticed that overnight, like it went like a light switch, like overnight Sierra Mist changed to Starry? Like
Yeah,
the thing, the lemon or whatever, the lemon and lime logo is still the same, but now it says Starry. Do you know
yeah.
why that changed overnight?
I don't know, but I did notice the change.
Oh, dude, this is amazing. I'll try to go through it really quick. So they're this like influencer, whatever you want to call her. Is she female on social media? And it was spelt different, but her name was Sierra Mist. And Sierra Mist sent her one of those stupid cease and desist letters saying that
But
she's
they didn't have it trademarked.
well, they had let the trademark lapse.
Oh,
So she started looking into it because she got legal notice of cease and desist, right? So she
yeah.
starts looking into it, figure out that they let the trademark lapse, so file for the trademark and gets it, dude, gets it. Then sends Sierra Mist, the soda company, a cease and
Yeah.
desist letter. They try to
Love it.
buy the name from her for like millions of dollars, and she
Yeah.
stuck to her guns and said no. I'm not selling it. So they had to
Yeah.
change everything, dude. I mean,
Oh,
like every
geez.
Coke machine had to change the
Yeah.
the, the label. Like I don't even know who she is. I'd never want to look her up because they say you shouldn't meet your heroes. Because right now she's my hero with what she
Yeah.
did, and she said no to him. I'm sure that I probably wouldn't like that person if I actually looked into it. So I'm not going to, and I'm just going to keep her as a hero. And that could all be an urban legend, but it lines up and it makes sense. It was overnight that they changed that. And I'm like, what is this starry thing? What are they talking about? Yeah, that's what it was.
So Robert's saying the Marines were going to have to bury a few bodies for her.
For Sierra Mist
Hmm.
or for Reckless? Reckless
Maybe
was
we'll
a
stay with.
female.
Oh shit.
Yeah.
Okay.
They bred her with the wrong horse. Dude, it's a hilarious story. Go listen to it. Go
So
listen to it.
Zach Fett saying TFE did an hour episode on Carlos Hathcock. Okay,
Huh.
Maurice is saying He will put 15 mag plate carriers on the Discord and take a picture for you guys. Rock Wizard Joe Wizard.
Perfect. Yes, I can't wait to see that. That will have to be a picture for next week.
Suge is saying he technically runs the 14 mags on the carrier if the handgun mag counts. Adds up quick. 4 rounds in the combi, 6 on the front, 6 mags in between. Only sidearm and meds on belt.
Jeez, no, dude.
Yeah.
I ran 6 up front with 2. I think on this side, I'd have to look. 2 pistol pouch up here. When we were doing this stuff, we didn't have cool battle belts. Like battle belts weren't a thing when Cody and I were doing this stuff. So everything was on your kit. But yeah, that small admin pouch, med kit, and a radio. And then the
I actually,
beeps and squeaks stuff that probably gave me cancer.
yeah, I actually used one of those, like the police belt, not the basket weave one, but that's what I used, and I had my pistol on it, my drop holster. That's because I was too lazy and I don't want to thread it through my belt, my pants belt all the time. But I didn't have anything else on. I wasn't smart enough to do that. Yeah. So Zach Fett saying isn't Starry a different soda?
Mm-mm.
I don't know. I like
Not from
Joe's
what I
story
got
though.
told. I mean, look at the logo. It's the same logo. It's that half lemon, half lime thing, and it says
Mhm.
sorry, and it's made by the same company. Who was Sarah Miss? Sarah Miss Pepsi, right? Or was it Coke? Coke Sprite? I don't know. Whichever one it was. It's
I
still
think Coke
there.
is
It's just
Sprite.
called, yeah, it's called something overnight. Google it. Like, ask Crook. Hey, Crook, what happened to the name Starry?
Yeah. So
And
Murph
who
is
knows?
saying she
Maybe
should have
all
sold.
urban legend. Go ahead.
She should have sold like a lot of money, but yeah. So now that they changed the name, they're probably like, well, that's over, right?
Yeah,
So
I think it's absolutely hilarious that she didn't. That's what makes her my hero.
yeah,
Although, if I were in the same position, I absolutely would have sold it. The the rumor that I heard, I don't know if it's true. She offered $3 million to sell the rights to it.
that's not a lot.
3 mil,
Not for
dude. 3
not
mil.
for a
3 mil.
drinking.
3 mil
Not
puts
for a,
me living comfortably for the rest of my life.
oh yeah, but I mean,
If you make
like a
10% interest, which if you can't do that, you pay an investment broker to. But if you make 10% interest on $300,000 a year for the rest of your life in
so
interest.
did you know that Budweiser tried to sue Yinling for the Eagle?
Uh-uh.
Yeah. So
Yingling
if
is
you look,
like the oldest brewery in the world. Or in the United States,
not
I mean.
in the
In the
United States.
world.
Yeah.
Yeah.
So if you look at it, if you look at cans from back in the day and recently, the Eagle is slightly different because they had to
Hmm.
change it because they
Who did?
they tried to.
Yingling or Bud?
Bud Yinling was like, nah, man, we had this before y'all were even a fart in your dad's butthole. So
Yeah. That's funny. I just don't like all that. Like, there was a story, I don't know if it's true. I forget which country singer, but that country singer, that lady went like making cups, making these, like
mhm.
whatever, with like the wrap, where you do the wrap. My daughter does this stuff. I just don't know what
Yeah,
it's called. And it had like all the country singer, it had him all over it and a name and stuff like that. And somebody will throw up what the name was. But they, he didn't know this of it. It was the company that they had hired to like kind of look out for this stuff. Sent her a cease and desist, and I think possibly actually went to sue her. She was just selling them on, Etsy or whatever. And he found out about it and like reached out and apologized and did, trying to make it right. But I
mhm.
hate when these companies are doing that. I get it for big things like Yingling and Budweiser, they can both afford lawyers. You know what I mean? Like,
Yeah,
okay, you guys want to go after each other, leave the person on Etsy alone. Like,
yeah,
they're trying to make a living. They're not they're not going into the system, right. They're not sitting back and just collecting from the government, from the taxpayer. They're trying to do something. Like, good on you. I'll come down. I'll come
But
down and help you for a day. You know, like
think
let's
about
make some cups.
how crazy people get over like a trend, right? You see people fighting over Stanley Cups at Target when, you know, our dads and grandpas were drinking out of thermoses, 40, 50 years ago. And they probably weren't fighting over those in the Sears catalog. You know what I
Right.
mean? It's just ridiculous how fast something could be like a niche or like the next cool thing and everybody wants it. So,
Yeah. Danny said that 3 million not enough for a popular OF model. If she's OF, then yeah, I'm glad that I don't know her. I didn't know
oh yeah,
that.
they
I
can
just
make
thought
that.
she was a.
They
I
can make
just
that
thought
in
she was
six
an
months.
influencer. Influencer. Yeah.
Let's see. What's up? Your favorite libertarians in the house? He's saying hilarious. Look at that. Robert's using proper equine terms. Reckless was a mare. A mare. See, I bet you didn't know that, Joe, did you?
What?
A mare?
What?
A mare?
Mm-mm.
Or a gelding? You know what that is? You know what a stud is?
I know what a stud is. That's the dude horse that you just prostitute out.
And you know what a gelding is?
Gelding. No, I don't know that one. No, they just came up with their own fancy name because it involves a horse.
Uh oh.
That sounds like something the British would do. You're quoting British stuff, dude. I don't learn British history except for when
Maybe.
they lost in 1776.
Oh boy.
When
Oh
they lost
boy.
a bunch of tea into the Boston Harbor. I
Croak has got beef with Robert now. He said he triggered
uh
me, leaves the S off a corpse, then then gunner sergeant gonna have to eat some crayons to feel better.
oh. You
Hey,
are. But blame it on autocorrect, dude.
yeah.
Autocorrect changes stuff all the time.
So Murph was saying 14 mags for people who can't aim. Ooh.
Ooh, shots fired. I wouldn't say that, dude. Depends what you're rolling in the stack. Like Walsh carrying backpacks that he doesn't have access to. If Walsh
Yeah.
bring one of those backpacks that zips into a plate carrier, I can guarantee you that dude carrying 14 mags, whether he likes it or not, because I'm putting my extra mags in his crap
That
along with my
that
fruit
my fruit
roll-ups.
roll-ups. Yeah.
He carrying grusters, fruit roll-ups, and extra mags, whether he likes it or not.
Yeah. So Murph is saying
Dang.
if you need suppressive fire, the AR ain't it. I agree with that. But
I agree. It depends. Against another military, I 100% agree. Against,
yeah.
you know, the
Yes. So Zach's saying tell that to Val Kilmer in the heat. That dude was mag dumping in that movie. That was crazy.
yeah, like Book of Eli scenario, like you can get away with it.
So tactical Jawa saying the alien gear rapid force holster shows up tomorrow. Ooh.
Hmm.
Did you did you do it all switchy like Joe was saying?
Probably not. Mine, I just get the inside the waistband, the tuckable one, like the old
Mm-hmm.
school one. It's just like the piece of material with the kydex on the outside. It's
Oh
like
yeah.
$60. Yeah,
Croak was
I just
saying
get that one.
he only got Sierra Mist from Taco Bell when he didn't want caffeine. This is the first I heard the reason why SM became starry.
Yeah, Google it. I mean, fact check me. Fact check me.
Croak, you don't like root beer? If you don't want caffeine?
I thought Starry had. I thought Sear Mist had caffeine in it.
I don't
That's
think it
how
does.
dumb I am.
Neither does like Star Kiss and all that.
Huh. I knew root beer didn't.
Yeah. Uh yes, correct, Zach. Budweiser isn't even from America. So I actually went where was I? I was in the Czech, I'm pretty sure. and I was drinking the original recipe for Budweiser at this little pub. It tasted way better than Budweiser, but they were like, "This
Oh,
is the
really?
original recipe." Yeah, it was good.
Okay. So, off topic, outside the lower 48, what are just a couple? I won't put a number to it, but a couple of your favorite beers outside the lower 48.
Uh, Tuborg
Never heard of
is
it.
a
Where's that
Turkish
from?
beer,
Okay.
Turkey,
Mm-hmm.
and
Mm-hmm.
then Kell Striker, which is German, obviously.
Okay.
Uh, that's the only two that I can think of at the top of my head. But I
Like,
found the Kill Striker at a uh, liquor store here in Omaha, so
oh, really?
I have access. Yeah, I have access to it here.
That's cool.
It's good.
Um, I would have to say Alaskan White in Juneau, like the brewery right down the road.
Yeah.
Sands in the Bahamas. Sands was actually pretty good beer.
Where? Yeah, I had that. I had that
Yeah,
mezcal.
dude.
Or
I went
how do
I
you say
went
it?
to the Big Island and went to the factory or the brewery.
Yeah, I had it. I had it in Nassau. That's where I was.
And
Pretty
I
good.
drove there. So I did the brewery tour, just interested.
Yeah.
And there was a ship, a cruise ship that had been there. So with a bunch of people that are like living their lives. I was working, so they're living it up. And I only had a couple drinks, but at the end, it wasn't like you got two drinks. You had to pay to do it. You got as much as you wanted.
Mm-hmm.
And I'm just standing around. I'm a friendly guy. I'm like, yeah, I better call it quits there. The guy's like, what? Free beer? How are you gonna call it quits? Like giving me heck. I'm like, dude, I'm in a minivan with the steering wheel on the right side, and I have to drive on the wrong side of the road to get back to my hotel.
I
He's
have to
like, you
concentrate.
drove here? I was like, yeah, I did. I know. I'm an idiot. um,
That's
and
funny.
then any Hefeweizen that I ever got in Germany, because I don't. They're different, dude. I would just go into a restaurant and just say Hefeweizen.
They're
I
good.
don't know if they brewed it or if it was like a brand. I don't know, dude. I would just go around and say Hefeweizen and they'd give me a
So
beer.
when you come to Nebraska, I'm gonna get you one from here. But there's a what's the brewery? Anyway, doesn't matter. I'll get you one here, but it comes in a can, and the
Mm-hmm.
entire top pulls off like
Oh,
whoop,
that's cool.
instead of just the drink hole, the
Yeah,
entire thing comes off. I thought that
that's
was the
cool.
coolest thing. Yeah,
I,
but it's
I I'll
good.
be honest with you, dude. I hate drinking beer out of a can.
I don't. I like it. I
I'm
prefer it.
I'm not I'm not a snob when it comes to beer. It's just it does taste different, and I don't like the difference.
I like it. I don't like bottles
Yeah,
for some reason.
really. So we're opposite. So yeah,
Yeah,
I'll
I would
take it.
drink it out of a bottle. I would prefer. Okay, I prefer it draft, obviously, and then cans.
I prefer
I just
draft
think
and then bottles. I'll
so.
drink it
Croak,
out of a can.
Croak. You know where you're getting. You're getting one of these.
What do
He
you
said
say?
until pretty recently he thought Yingling or whatever it was a Chinese import beer.
Oof.
So hopefully,
Well, now you
so
know. The more
Croak
you
is
know.
normally the one that provides information, right? He normally has everything stored in his little
I know.
catalog in his brain.
This is like
So hopefully you learned the one thing from Joe and I on this
right
channel.
that we'll ever be able to teach you. This
I'm
is
so
like when you
proud.
prove Wikipedia wrong, dude. Like
Yes, I'm so
wrong,
proud right now.
right?
Yeah. And now I'm
Feel like I
behind
have a
on
200.
comments. So Croak is saying thing is they have a cease and desist. If they let anybody slide, they can lose the trademark copyright. Why Walt Disney sued schools for character murals. See, that's
Mm.
ridiculous.
Yeah, I mean, you have some of the highest paid lawyers in the world. I'm sure you could have found a workaround on it. Like,
Yeah.
hey, we understand that. So any school that has Bugs Bunny painted on the wall, send us $1 so then we can keep our copyright. I'm
So
not a
Zach
lawyer.
Fest,
I don't know if that would work, but I'm sure it
yeah.
would.
Zach Fest saying very few only OF prostitutes are making actual money. But whatever they're making, they're able to buy houses and cars and boats,
Yeah,
multiple
that's not
houses.
the majority.
They're buying with something.
Yeah, the 0.5% at the top. That's what
So
he's saying, and he's saying it's not the majority.
yeah.
That's like musician, dude. Like, yes, there are musicians that make millions of dollars a year, but 99% of musicians play for free or
But you got to
play
admit,
for very
it.
little.
You got to admit, it'd be way easier to be a OF model than it would be to be in a band right now.
I agree.
So William Ragsdale, speaking of that, is saying TLD OF win. Brother, you ain't been deep enough in OF yet if you ain't found
Yeah,
it.
yeah.
You gotta
Or
use the right search criteria to find it.
or you haven't looked on our what's it called account long enough.
We talk about it all the time. We always have you guys send us pictures.
Feet.
And how do you think we pay for this thing?
Yeah,
Yeah,
go
see?
jump down the Discord rabbit hole.
See, Zach knows it's gonna all be feet. It's gonna be all feet. You know, that's how you make money. He's been in the
Uh,
depths of the OnlyFans page. So Dan's saying he wants to build a PS90 with the CMMG 10.4 barrel pinned and welded suppressor tucked into a Haga defense handguard. You in? Ooh.
dang, dude, there's a lot to unwrap in that. What? Say it one more time. P90.
Okay. PS90 with the
I don't know what that is.
CMMG 10.4 barrel pinned and welded suppressor tucked into a Haga defense handguard.
I mean, yes, yes. Let me shoot it.
That all sounds yeah. That all sounds good to me.
Yeah, I ain't got the
Eh,
money, nor will I give up my Fourth Amendment. But yeah, or dilute my Fourth Amendment, I should say. But
So
yes, if you
William
build it, let me
Ragsdale
shoot
says
it.
He's saying and Sammy's. So yes, feet picks, Sammy's, us making Sammy's with our feet. It's all that stuff.
I don't know what a Sammy am, but Cody's in.
Sandwich.
Oh,
Sandwich.
gotcha.
Garrett Wilson, are you new by chance? If you are, welcome. If not, welcome back. He's saying saving his pennies for a Genesis 15. Is that a Sega Genesis?
What is a Genesis 15, dude?
Croak, what's a Genesis 15? Hold on.
Damn.
No,
Cody
you
could
know
Google
what?
it.
If I pull up another window, we
It's gonna
might.
fry everything.
We might.
Hey, I'll talk about 2A news for a second
Yeah, go
because
ahead.
we're in that segment.
You want me to pop
Um,
it up?
dude, there wasn't a
Are you-
lot of 2A news. I saw one video about from the armed attorney, bless their hearts, love them. About traveling or flying armed, or not flying armed, but going to the airport with a firearm and checking it. Nothing new or groundbreaking from that. All they kept harping on, what a lot of people don't realize, like be legal where you're coming from and legal where you're going to, which I could see a lot of people overlooking, or it's where you're flying into. Like they brought up, like you're flying into New York, but you're actually staying in Pennsylvania, and although your gun may be legal in Pennsylvania, I think that's all common sense for this group. So nothing really came out of that video. I was just looking for difference on what I already knew, in case I ever do want to go check a gun. And it was still all the same stuff. Like you have to declare it unloaded. It's your ammo. You can put ammo in the same container. It should be in the original packaging, like not in your magazines. If you're carrying something with magazines, if it's small, it go into your check baggage. If it's a long rifle, it go into a hard case. Well, both are hard cases, but a hard case by itself, not in your check baggage. So nothing groundbreaking there. But then Washington gun law brought up a case that in Chicago, or not Chicago, Illinois. And I want to get your feedback on that, Cody, because
Mhm.
this is kind of my argument against Nebraska. I know you're going to take that personally, so feel free to defend Nebraska. But in Illinois, you have to have a card. What do they call them? Floyd card or something like that. So really, it's just like New York, and I think like Nebraska, right? You have to have a card. You have to have a license
To do what?
to buy a gun, to own a gun,
Oh, the
to buy or own a
so
gun.
if you are out of state resident,
Mm-hmm.
you have to get a purchase permit.
Okay.
If you are a resident, you can use your driver's license.
Okay. So you don't have to have a separate. You being a resident living in the state, you don't have to have a separate card to purchase or own a firearm.
Let me take that back. I think you do. Because yes, you do. Because I have my CCW, and that acts as my purchase permit. But all it's meant to be, because it lasts for 2 years,
Mm-hmm.
and your purchase permit lasts for 5 years. All it's meant to be is that you have an extra layer of a background check, right? That's what it's meant for.
Yeah, but anybody can use it where it's not meant for. So here's what's happening in Illinois, right? And then fit this into your state. So this is why I have a problem with any state that makes you get one of the cards in order to own, purchase, or whatever a firearm. So this guy, right? Mom calls him like, "Hey, that guy showed up." Mom, elderly guy showed up on my porch, wanted to use my phone. I let him use my phone, but now he won't leave. Like he won't leave the property. He left the house, but he won't leave the property. He won't get off the property. I've called 911, multiple times. They're still not here. So she keeps calling the son back, and every time she's more and more frantic, right? And so the son go over there. The guy's on the back porch. He won't move. He won't do anything. So he ended up drawing. He had a FOID card. He ended up drawing down on him, holding him at gunpoint until the police get there. Police take the gun. They arrest the guy. They take the gun. Then they ultimately end up giving it back. And then something about like a week later, next thing you know, he gets something in the mail saying his FOID card had been revoked. So what the cops ended up doing, they actually lied. So what they ended up doing after the fact, saying that he endangered to himself or others, they actually said that he got charged with disorderly conduct, which he didn't. So the cops,
Where'd they get that information from?
they're just saying it in the paperwork that they submitted to get him FOID card revoked. Yeah. So yeah, they're in trouble, dude. The cops are going to be in trouble. But the way the state wrote the law, and hey, if this ever happened, you can't sue the cops, you can't sue the doctor, you can't sue any of the people. They actually tried to say that you can't even file a 1983 lawsuit, which is deprivation of rights under color of law, which is federal case law, right? So the state's trying to govern federal case law. We've seen that before in the red flag law and everything else. The point is you have to have that FOID card to even own a firearm. So they used this ability to jump like a red flag law, right? To take away that guy's ability to own a firearm. So he's suing them, and deprivation of rights. And the court agreed that the cops in that case don't have immunity. Just strictly based like, oh, you can't sue it. You have blanket immunity, that it isn't going to go to court. So that's good that the court are finding that, but that circling back to why I don't want to live in a state that has the rules and laws that you have to have that card in order to purchase or own a firearm.
But you have to have every firearm has a cool off period, right?
For Colorado?
Yeah.
Yes. So I don't agree with that, but yes. So right now, for everybody else, I went ahead and pulled the trigger and bought Echelon from Hatefield. Yeah, I know. I have a problem. But I went and did my background check on Tuesday. Yeah, Tuesday. So I call it gun jail. I can't pick it up until Friday. It's the dumbest thing ever. I completely agree. Especially, so what I always joke around about is like, oh yeah, I bought a gun, but I need to cool down because it only took 5 days for it to ship in. It's going to take 3 days for me to get it. and I wouldn't have just grabbed any of my other 30 some odd guns or whatever, 100 guns, and used one of those because I was mad at the time. No, I'm going to wait the 5 day for this and the 3 day for that. I have two fixes for it. Number one, it should start the day that you purchase the gun, not the day that the FFL gets it in. That's number one. And number two, anybody with a CCW should be exempt from that. But I don't believe it should exist at all. But yeah, go ahead with your argument. Because I do have to wait 3 days. So go ahead.
Yeah, I mean, that's all I was gonna say. So once you get the purchase permit or the CCW here, you walk out same day with your gun. Like,
Right. And we used to be like that, but they can't revoke my guns. You know what I mean? I mean, they could go through the red flag law and all that stuff, but that, even with the red flag, no, I don't agree with it. Don't get that the wrong way, but at least it had to be put in front of a judge, right? Revoking
mhm,
a Floyd card does not.
yeah,
So
that's
it
ridiculous.
depends if in your state, if your ownership is also based off of whatever card that you have to get, or if it's just a purchasing permit. I mean, I don't agree with it either way, but
So I'm
yeah, I
reading it
mean, up to
now. And,
2 years ago in this state, I could walk in, buy a gun. They would do a background check. It normally took about 40 minutes for everything to go through, and then once it went through, I walked out with it. That was every
yeah,
gun that I ever owned up until
I
two
bought
years ago.
I bought several guns in Colorado and
Yeah,
didn't have an
that's how
issue.
Idaho was. New
Yeah.
Mexico used to be like that. Anyway, go ahead.
No, I saw. So Zach Fett saying finally to your echelon.
I know.
Um, Croak is saying no cool off period in Florida if you have a CCW 3 days otherwise. So I'm not mad
Yeah,
about that.
see,
I like
I
that.
I like that one.
So
It's
you know,
better.
and that should satisfy all the people out there that say, "Oh, we need universal background
But
check."
it doesn't. I believe.
I,
Okay. Oh,
I know,
maybe I
I
need to
know,
go
but
this way. Maybe I need to do this.
I know, but if we want to be fair, don't turn red on me. Don't turn
Yeah,
red
dude, I'm
on me.
going full sovereign citizen now.
Don't do it. But if we want to pacify people and say, "Hey, we'll meet you in the middle," if you go through the wickets and get the CCW, which I recommend all people go and take a basic handgun class if you're gonna carry a weapon.
Mm-hmm.
Um, but that shows people, hey, I went through these extra steps and I went to this class, I did the class, I passed, and I went and got my fingerprints done at the whoever at the state patrol. That's how we do it in Nebraska, and they gave me a card that
Right.
shows, hey,
So I mean,
I've
it
done the
took you.
extra
It
steps.
took you months. It took you months. So
Right.
the cool off period already existed, right? Not
Yes.
to
Yeah.
mention, if you already own a firearm, which most CCW holder already own one, right?
Yeah.
You're not cooling off because you could have used something else, right? You had
Yep.
access. You're getting another gun to have another gun. I
And
firmly
and
believe that a right delayed and a right denied. And I want to give a shout out to all of the people, male or female, whatever, that that are in a bad situation, maybe being stalked, maybe have an abusive partner, maybe are afraid for their life because of somebody else, right? And I always think about female because that's, I don't know, that's where my mind goes. I think about that lady that filed for the restraining order because the ex boyfriend, that psycho, have been looking in her window every night. Like, she has to wait 3 days to be able to protect herself.
yeah, Joe, you might want to go
Like,
move over wherever Garen Wilson lives. So he's saying, let's see, let's back up.
no duty to
So
retreat. I see that.
yeah,
No
no
duty
waiting
to inform.
period, no license to open carry or conceal, can carry in bars, don't get drunk, no duty to retreat or duty to inform.
Yeah, where does he live?
Where where is that at?
And that
So
sounds like
big
about 25 different states.
Yeah. So Big Shug saying 3 day gun jail here
Texas.
in Florida too. I have a few of them, but refuse to feel like a criminal and give up my fingerprints for an unconstitutional card. Screw them. Make them fill out all the paperwork.
I agree. But Florida also constitutional concealed carry, right? But Dude, don't get caught open carrying unless you're hunting, fishing, or camping, or going to and from.
Yeah. Now, Zach, I don't want people to get upset when I'm saying meet in the middle, but like what I really mean to say is when they call for those things, like we need universal background checks. We already have that, and most places already have it. Now, you and me, as a law abiding citizen, we'll go through those wickets. We'll fill out the paperwork. We'll do whatever's necessary to do it legally. Now, the people aren't meeting us in the middle are the criminals. They're not doing any of that stuff. So
Yeah, and I'm
it's
going to go back to Jason's interview of Kirk from Washington Gun Law, where he said 88, the statistic, 88% of people doing crime with firearms aren't legally allowed to possess a firearm. That's 9 out
right.
of 10.
Yeah.
That's 9 out of 10. You're not stopping anything by making the
No.
laws. I mean, we all know that.
Like
I'm just
the
beating a dead
that
horse.
the greatest analogy I've ever seen was that meme. It's like a gate on a road and it's down and you see all the car tracks going around the gate. Like
Yeah,
this is the law abiding this is the law abiding citizen stopping at the gate. Here's the criminals driving around the side of it.
yeah.
But
But then
whatever.
people will argue, like, that's why we need stricter laws so they can't drive around them.
No, it's not gonna work.
We have stricter law with drugs. Like, drugs are illegal. You're
Yeah.
not allowed to use them.
So
How's that
Brooke
working
is
out for you?
saying Florida was no Florida was no cool off until the Parkland panic legislation, which
Hmm.
got us red flag laws too. So
Yeah, I think the turning point, Cody, you were here for it. I think the turning point in Colorado was definitely the movie theater, the Batman movie.
oh yeah, yeah. So Garen's saying he lives in Indiana. Well, how about
Indiana.
that?
Hmm.
Robert's saying we constitutional carry for concealed carry fully, and we have open carry. So does Nebraska. You can constitutionally conceal and open carry here now. But I'm going to keep my CCW mainly for the purchase permit thing.
Your
That's
permission slip to buy one.
my
I
permission
hate
slip.
it, dude.
Yes.
I hate it. I mean, I guess I have to have one too. I have to have a driver's license.
So he's saying, so Crook's saying the freak that had the SKS at Trump's golf course was super prohibited, still got one. Yeah,
Oh,
imagine
really?
that. Yeah.
Weird. Dude, I'm a conspiracy theorist when it comes to that. There's no way that man, maybe I shouldn't say it, but with the way that the are set up, they aren't real attempts, right? Or they're not attempts by people that know what the hell they're doing, which makes me ask why, right? And then seeing the firearms that were used, I'm a conspiracy theorist nut sometime. I think this is all a ploy to get a certain group of guns banned.
Garen is saying the open carry crap in Florida needs to be changed. In what way?
Yeah,
Are
it
you?
does. Yeah, it
Yeah,
does. Yeah, you can't open carry in Florida. Have you
yeah.
seen the
I have.
what
I
the
know where you're
something
going.
fisherman? Yeah, yeah,
Yeah.
yeah.
Big Sugar saying anybody see the deep fake political ads Newsom is banning? Hilarious.
Yeah. Mm-mm.
I haven't seen those yet.
I'll be
Excuse me.
honest. I'm so full up on political
Yeah, I'm so
garbage
tired.
that I can't take any more from any side, any friend, anybody that I know. Like I just can't take anymore. I'm full. Like no matter how good it tastes or how good it is for me, I can't eat any more of it.
Yeah. Hey, that's a good point. So Crook's saying no cool off and reciprocity is why I kept my CCW once Florida passed the permitless concealed carry.
Yeah,
That's a good idea because a lot of states, for whatever reason,
bingo.
recognize Florida for reciprocity. So
Right. So when you carry outside of the state, I would keep mine too. I have one, even though being prior law enforcement, I can carry based off of my retired credentials,
so
but
I
I
have
still
that as
got one.
well. I
Hmm.
have that as well, and I still have a CCW. So
Yeah, same. And call me an Uncle Tom or whatever. It's okay.
So I know. So we are about 8 minutes from being done here, and I'm at the
And
bottom
one
of the.
clickbait. Croak said once again, Joe, don't confuse the Miami metro area with the rest of Florida and one clickbait YouTuber. So, Croak, correct me then if I'm wrong. But in the state of Florida, you cannot open carry. So you're saying outside of Miami metro, like if you're not in Miami, you can open carry anywhere in the state. Because in Colorado, I can. Like I can strap. I don't need a license. I don't need anything to open carry. In Colorado, you still have to have a concealed carry permit to conceal carry. But I can strap a sidearm onto my hip and carry anywhere that there's not a sign saying gun free or no guns on private property, right? Yeah.
So
So hopefully Croak corrects me. Because if
he,
that's then I'll change my rhetoric. I will learn something
he
from
may
Croak tonight.
he may just be, because I agree. Like, how many interactions does that guy have where he walks out and nobody says anything?
Right, right,
You
right,
know,
right.
he's only going
But
to
but the
post
cops
negative.
but here's the thing, the cops when the cops roll up, they're so dumb to it that I
Yeah,
feel that it's not based off of the YouTuber and based off of the cops' reactions. I feel that open carrying is not allowed in the state, just with what they say and how they go along. I'm saying it's not something that gets freaked out about outside tourist traps.
yeah.
Yeah, but you're not allowed to. My thing, I'm a law abiding citizen, so my thing in if they say you're not allowed to, I'm not gonna do it just because nobody says anything. I mean, I try to be a law abiding citizen. I do speed. I'm not gonna lie to you. I've been
And
known to go a couple miles an hour above the speed limit here and there.
Garen brings up a good point. Like, and you made a comment about it too, Joe. Like, even though I'm a gun dude, right? Even if I see somebody open carrying, I'm still like, I still double take. I'm like, that's
Yeah,
just it looks out of place
hmm
because we're
it
just
does.
so used to, so used to not being a thing. But
Yeah, I was
yeah,
in Safeway, just like 2 days ago, and there was a guy walking around all fast, picking up stuff off the ground. I'm guessing he was security there, but he was open carrying.
hmm
Yeah, I make a mental note of it, but then I go, good for you. I like it. I've open carried once in this state. Well, when I
so
wasn't hiking. Hiking, I'll open carry.
yeah. So Shug is saying he certainly don't open carry without a fishing pole in my hand, but just in case there's Karens with Hawkeyes, there's a pole and a box in every vehicle I have.
Oh, good.
I
Good for
like
you.
that. So
Good for you.
Croak's saying he can sling a rifle and drive 2 hours to a fishing hole or a range or hog hunting and not worry about it.
Yeah, okay. I get what you're saying, Croak. So it's only in the big metro area that everybody freaks out about it, but
hmm
the law is in place. It is true. You can't open carry unless you're doing that. It's just out in the rural areas. Nobody freaks out when you see people doing it. Got it. That's kind of the way it is here in Colorado, right? Cody, you lived here long enough. Like
Yeah.
you were just saying, when you see somebody open carrying in a store, you do a double take. But if you were on a hike and you saw somebody open carrying, you wouldn't do a double take.
No.
Because like that one dude that survived but got attacked by the mountain lion, like that stuff still happened in a lot of places, to include Colorado.
Yeah. No, I mean, even when I go hunting out here, I carry a sidearm. Like, I ain't messing. You don't know what's out there.
Yeah. Did you? Oh, on 2A Noon, did you see the video of the guy getting charged? Um, both guys are getting charged. So I don't know what they were protesting, Israel or that side of stuff, whatever. But there were this like I'm gonna call him deranged because he was on the other side of the street, and he was pro, I think, Hamas or whoever, and the
hmm
the people on the camera side were pro Israel, and like he was screaming and doing all kinds of stuff, right? And you can't see it on the camera, but what I'm guessing happened, and the guy went facing, and he irritated that guy enough, and then he turned around, and that guy goes sprinting across the street and hits him in the back, like spear hits him in the back. Guy falls down, smacks a head against the ground, and it looks like the guy trying to put him in a headlock, and he pulls out a firearm and he shoots him one time in the
Oh,
gut, and
yeah,
then he tells everybody, no, the guy that got tackled shoots him. The
yeah,
guy got tackled in a headlock, shoots him
yeah.
once in the gut. Of course, everybody kind of scramble or whatever, and then he's the one telling people to call 911, get an ambulance, like get them to medical attention. He goes, he gets treated, he ain't gonna survive, nothing, and they're charging that guy that fired the gun.
Really?
Mm-hmm.
That's the same thing they did here in Omaha. It was a bar owner, and he was trying to get some people to leave, right? And so like a big crowd of people like were standing around him, and one jumped on his back, and so he like drew and like shot back like this and hit and killed the guy, and they tried to
Mm-hmm.
charge him here.
Yeah, I don't like
Like
the way that's going, dude.
he was defending himself.
Yeah, if you want to get people scared to carry a gun, if you want to do away with the Second Amendment, that's how you do it. You prosecute people to but I don't know, man. That's
Yeah, but if
when
I'm protecting my family, like I'll go to jail. That's fine.
I know, but that one less gun owner on the street, right? So
Yeah.
yeah, and now you
That's
can't
like
own a gun for the rest of your life because you were convicted.
but that's what I want. I want people to understand. Like you want good guys to carry guns.
Yep.
Like it's obvious you can't control what the bad guys are doing. You know they're going to be carrying guns. You want good guys. I'm not trying to toot my own horn, but you want good guys like me and Joe and other people in this group to carry guns. It's just a fact.
Yeah. Yep.
But
Croak, I read through all your comments. I agree. But yeah.
listen,
Oh,
boys, we made it to the end, and
look at that, dude.
I'm very proud of us. You guys kept us talking. I don't think we had too many awkward pauses. I know we were behind in comments. I apologize.
How many
But
viewers
I
do we still
also
have right now? Like
huh?
5? How many viewers do we still have right
Oh,
now?
I don't know. I don't know.
We probably
Doesn't
lost like
matter.
90% of people.
26. Not bad.
Oh, dang, dude. That ain't bad.
Yeah, not bad. Um, but yeah, we appreciate you guys, especially when it's just me and Joe. I know, some of you guys may come on because you want to hear like, some tactical stuff from
Battle
Jason
belts.
or some gear stuff from Walsh. But every once in a while, you guys can have a nice little laid back conversation with Joe and I, and that's okay. We appreciate y'all coming out. We'll do this again next Thursday at 8:30 Central Time. Hopefully, we'll have the whole crew back at some point. If not, we'll keep on chugging along. As long as you
Mm.
keep coming out and talking to us, we'll keep talking.
Yeah.
So we'll see y'all next time. Y'all stay safe, and we'll see you next Thursday. Take it easy. I gotta find the outro. Stand
Quickly.
by.
Faster.
Oh my god! Where's it at? It's so way down here. There we go.
uh,
See ya.